About a month ago, I gave my Discord server access to a Google form. In that Google form, you guys were supposed to give me your anonymous confessions. They could be funny, stupid, down bad, I don't know, whatever you guys wanted. Really, I had no expectations for this, but you guys went above and beyond and gave me fucking 55 to work with. And today, we will be getting my honest reaction to your guys' anonymous confessions. It's too late to submit an anonymous confession now, but if you want to be involved in any future community events, make sure to join our Discord server in the link in the description below. They will always have first knowledge whenever a video comes out or whenever there's a community event, so if you want to be included in that, make sure to join. Oh, and before we continue, if you're watching this and you're not one of my frequents, then there's a good chance that you're not subscribed. So go subscribe, it would be pretty cool. Okay, now for reals, on with the video. The first one just says better not me. Congrats. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Okay, that's about what I was expecting. I think the first couple of ones are short. I didn't look at any of them, but I had to skim through it for the sake of making sure that like it actually worked. So the first couple of ones are gonna be like really short. The horror genre is my comfort genre and I don't really know why. Honestly, that's completely valid. I watched a lot of horror growing up and I think it's a pretty good part of why I still have such an affinity for it, even in spite of how shit the horror genre has become. So yeah, I don't really see anything wrong with it. I know where you live. Okay, Dead by Daylight because funny. All right, real talk, Dead by Daylight fucking sucks. I unfortunately have something like 800 hours in it, which is absolutely goddamn ridiculous. But it was the first game I got on my computer that wasn't Minecraft, and I immediately bought all the DLC for it like a fucking moron. And then I felt the need to justify how much money I'd spent on the game, so I played it for like pretty much every day for a year. That game is miserable. That game is not fun. Do not play Dead by Daylight. You will not play Dead by Daylight. I love popping pimples on myself and other people. I think that's a pretty relatively normal one, I want to say. I have a distinct memory of going to grad night for high school, and pretty much all the ladies in my group were pestering a dude to let them pop a pimple on his like collarbone. And then whenever they did, it was the grossest goddamn thing I've ever seen. I'm not a virgin. Congrats, little bro. Sit down with me one day, we'll have a drink. I'll buy you a drink. No, I won't. I'm not 21. I hope that is a proud proclamation and not an ashamed one. If it's a proud one, then good job. I'm proud of you, little bro. I know a motherfucker personally who gave head in the middle of the hallway at their high school. How the hell do you even do that? Like, my high school had its own share of like incidents where people were just like being freaky in the bathrooms, but that was in the bathrooms. How the hell do you get away with something in the hallway? I remember there was a pretty big bit of drama at my school because a person got caught doing that in the bathroom stall, and somebody reached over and took a picture of it, and the guy who was on the receiving end of it was doing the fucking Black Panther pose, like for whatever reason. Yeah, it was pretty weird. Anyways, my feet are always cold. Put on socks or get slippers, dude. I got slippers pretty recently. Well, not recently, but like during Christmas, and it was unironically like the best investment that anybody has made for me. Uh-oh. When I was in elementary school, I was by my female classmate during a playdate once, and I never saw her again afterwards. Bro, are you okay? Do you need to talk to somebody? That's kind of pretty serious. I gotta say, I'm not laughing at them. It's nervous laughter. I hate that it's a thing I do, but yeah, well, not nervous. I'm not nervous, but like, I don't know how else to react to that. I'm sorry, bro. That's really sucky. I once dropped my phone in the toilet, but there was no... Okay, shut the fuck up.
Kyle, I know this was your idea. You are not funny. Your memes suck and you should feel bad. You're no better, Julian.
I once dented a car with a rock for fun and nobody caught me, lol. Confession of my own, along the lines of this. One time when I was like 9 or 10, maybe 11, I was riding my bike with my friend and I wasn't looking and I went straight into one of my neighbor's car. It didn't dent or anything, at least not that I saw, but I was so scared of getting in trouble that I immediately just like dipped from the area. OMG, hi. Hello. Your wife and I have been in a committed relationship for over 10 years now. No. I once licked a battery as a child, and I swear every time I think about it, I can still taste the burn. I think that's a pretty universal experience. Not still tasting the burn. I think you might be like kind of fucked there. You got something burnt into you. But maybe I was just a stupid kid, but I remember licking a fucking 9-volt because I'm like, huh, I wonder. And I think that is the sheer reason that I was considered a gifted kid growing up. I was so smart, they put me in my own special class. I used to stalk you a lot. I still actually do. Hi Jazz, you're the only one that uses that emoji. I love you. Back in elementary school, I used my mom's collection of 50-cent and dollar coins for some cookies that my school was selling. I don't know how my mom didn't just kill me on the spot once she found out. Yeah, that's some pretty good restraint from the mom. If I was the mom, I would have killed you. I'm not subscribed. I know where you live. I never finished Minecraft. It's been 7 years since buying the game. Yeah, that's pretty valid. Hell, not to plug my own video, but my girlfriend had pretty much never beaten the game either, so I forced her to beat it. Real talk, they need to overhaul the Ender Dragon fight. It's been the same for like 20 billion years, and it's just not fun. And plus, like half the time, whenever I'm getting to the point where I can beat the Ender Dragon, it's usually in a world with friends, and that fight is really not meant for multiple people. I'm very cool with most of my bosses at work, but I'm literally always high. I mean, if you're not getting caught, then I don't see the issue. Like if you're still functioning at work, if you're like the LeBron of your workforce, then go for it. That being said, don't do what one of my siblings does where they just yap about being high at work just for the sake of it. I don't know. I think they like bragging about it. It's really weird. But as long as you're functional, then good job. My school made us dance to this at our fall party. Whichever one of you got it through your head that submitting brain rot to your goddamn confession was hilarious. Fall. You're definitely gonna know who this is when I say this, but sometimes I pretend that I know who you and the guys are talking about just so I won't get flamed for not knowing. For example, I had no idea who Solid Snake was before he got into Fortnite, but I pretended I did because I could already hear you guys start to roast me. I said I knew he was a game character and left it at that, but searched him up just in case you guys asked me any other questions. I was too scared to get roasted, bro. Honestly, I think the baller move there is to take the roasting like a champ, but also I completely fucking get it. Before I started watching Resident Evil content, I remember Victor and somebody else having a conversation about Resident Evil. Specifically, they were debating whether Leon or Chris was better, and I had no clue who either fucking one of them were, and they were asking for my input, so I had to Google them both. So I get it. It's just me and you now. I'm gonna touch you. No, don't do that. That's not good. I play games naked. I mean, I guess it is getting warmer. So if that's what you want to do, then you do you. I guess if you live on your own, then good for you. But if you live with other people, for the love of God, I hope you have a lock on your door. I cheat on my girlfriend, Emmanuel. Yeah, that sounds about right. Hey, Emmanuel's girlfriend, if you're reading this, you're chill. You're fine. My penis is above average, but still smaller than my mom's. Why do you know how big? Okay, whatever. My confession is that I love your content and I hope you become a big YouTuber one day. I love how you brought back kind of like an old style YouTube video where you just talk to the audience, which resonates with me a lot. That is one of the sweetest goddamn things I have ever read. What the hell? Thank you. That is very kind. Real talk, I think the end goal for YouTube is not even getting like massive. It's like slightly big, gate-kept YouTuber. I think that's the end goal. I like playing fighting games. Me too. Well, not really. I grew up playing Mortal Kombat, and Mortal Kombat was pretty good, even though I was not very good at it, nor do I think I would be good at it anymore. Thank you, random citizen. Oh, okay, we're finally getting to the longer ones. I once scared a person so much that they went unconscious. The story is only known to me and that person. It was Halloween, and I was having a real blast going through trick-or-treating. My sister, who was studying fashion design or something at the time, made a Halloween dress as a project for her class. She ranked 3rd in her class, but the costume was made to my size, so I had to wear it for Halloween. It was of a Frankenstein, but more realistic. Many people liked the costume, but I could figure they were kinda grossed out. I went trick-or-treating with my best friend, and while he went to the bathroom, one of my school teachers was passing by. I thought I could get a laugh out of her by scaring her. I hid behind a bush, and when she went in front, I just screamed. She, making no noise, fell unconscious. I initially thought she was playing a prank with me, but that was not the case. I ran to the neighborhood doctor who lived just across the street and called him there. I lied saying she had a heat stroke or something. To be honest, it was kind of hot that night. The doctor took her in, and I went home. I felt so guilty. At night, just before bedtime, I just had a breakdown. My mom thought that somebody took my candy and took it lightly. From then, whenever I encountered or even saw the teacher, I ignored her because of my guilt. Eventually, everything got sorted out, but that incident will be bugging me for the rest of my life. That is admittedly a kind of funny story, but I am sorry about the whole like lifelong guilt thing. If anything, I'm sure that if she knew, it probably wouldn't be anything that she would take like hardly. We were just trying to have fun, and I think she would get that, so don't try to beat yourself up about it. I steal my mom's alcohol when she isn't paying attention and get drunk a lot even though I am under the legal drinking age. As your trusted local small YouTuber, I'm gonna say no, don't do that. That is bad. But as an avid drinker myself, I spent $350 on V-Bucks with my parents' debit card without telling them. I don't know how you do that without telling them. But yeah, no, Fortnite is a bitch to my wallet. Fortnite is still probably the most money I have ever spent on a game. I got hyper addicted to it in middle school and promptly spent like $300 on it. And then like occasionally here and there I'll buy like skins for it. So it's just like, what the hell? One time I wanted to bike in the yard of a nearby middle school. It's a common place to hang out with friends in my town. However, the door to the front yard was closed and I couldn't get my bike in. So I went home, got one of those big wire cutters you cut chains with, and cut the chain at the school, thus letting me bike in there. The school never found out it was me, and in the end I told my parents that I did that, and we left a new chain next to the door of the school along with a note that said sorry in big letters. Kind of weird how my parents didn't crucify me for that one, but I don't get into much trouble nowadays. It's a shame that school is where I used to go when I was younger. I mean, honestly, if you left like a replacement chain, then it's like, I see no harm, no foul. The school isn't abandoned though, so I'm just wondering how people are like hanging out there frequently, you know? I stole $50 from my teacher in primary school once. Question, why do Europeans call it primary school? I guess elementary is not much better, but yeah, that's a weird word. $50 from a teacher though, how do you do that? I guess if you're a kid, they don't really suspect you to do something like that, but I don't think kid me would have had the nerve to do that. My first girlfriend constantly talked about other people she liked, so I got my revenge by making her think they actually liked her back. So wait, you like baited her into asking other people out? Question mark? This is one of those things where I wish it had been elaborated on because I would have loved to hear more about it. I'm 20 years old and I've never had my own room, but it is what it is. I was worried that I would share that fate. Courtesy of being a commuter to college, I still live at home with my parents. For literally my entire life, I've been sharing a room with my brother. But randomly, they moved out to go take a job like halfway across the country. So now I just have my own room, and it is actually like one of the most beautiful things. I hope you can experience it at some point. A bit gross, but when I was a little kid, I peed in the drawer, and this is my first time telling anyone. Wait, the piss drawer memes are real? I poured coffee creamer into our fish tank and I stirred it open with scissors. The fish survived, don't worry. I accidentally ran over a kitten with a side-by-side when I was 4. I was backing up and I couldn't see it. I'm concerned at how you clarified that the fish survived, but not that the cat survived. When I was in my sophomore year of high school, so it was during the pandemic, and I was attending online classes, boring, when I see my mom leave her room and went to go do something. During this time, my baby brother was around a pole of months old. During this time, my baby brother was around a pole of months old, and he was just laying down on his bed sleeping. And naturally, my intrusive thoughts began to flood into my brain, and this time I wasn't strong enough to fight them off as I went into my mom's room, and I scared my baby brother awake, which made him cry. So I ran out of the room and pretended like nothing happened, and my mom and sister thought he just had a nightmare. I'm very glad that it went the route of scaring him awake. PSA, intrusive thoughts usually refer to something a lot worse. So yeah, I had gotten an idea into my head that it was going to be a lot worse, but if you're just scaring him, then like, well, one, don't scare a baby. I guess it's too late to say that, at least not while he's sleeping. Like, scare him while he's awake so you can bully him later. But I mean, I guess as long as it was like mostly harmless, you know. I sucked a penis in the 7th grade. No bull. Congrats? I was dating this girl, and then like I came out to her as gay and broke up with her. And recently one of my friends who was dating her came out as gay and broke up with her, and now we're dating. Does she just have like a curse put on her where she's doomed to make all of her boyfriends gay? If so, W. One time I jerked it in my friend's backyard. Alright, now, can't say I approve of that one. Although the horrifying image just popped up in my head of like your friend going outside and noticing that one patch of the grass is greener than the rest, and that is horrible. I intend to have sex while your videos are playing. Intend to. You haven't done it yet, so I don't know. I guess if that's something you intend to do, then get on it, little bro. I grease my... Okay, shut the fuck up. I killed 4 men on May 5th, 1987 with a dead rat. Dude, that's nothing compared to what I did on March 24th of 2002. I found condoms in my dad's bedroom when I was young. Younger me thought it was a balloon, so I took it to school and blew it up. I didn't get caught by a teacher, but I threw it away because it dropped on the dirt. That's a pretty harmless confession, honestly. Like, I mean, it's pretty reasonable for a kid to assume that that was what it was. I took care of a honeybee since it had a broken leg, and after it died, I began crying for 2 days straight. Well, I'm sorry for your loss, man. I understand that that is a pretty big loss. I've learned the passwords of 2 of my friends' socials, and sometimes I log into their account and read messages. Dude, it was the weirdest thing for me. I made a TikTok account for this channel, but I could not force myself to post on it. I'm just like repulsed by the idea of posting on TikTok. So I gave the login to one of my friends to do it because they wanted to, but it still just felt like a little wrong handing over an email and a password, you know? If you want to make the video trying to play Minecraft with a man who can barely speak English, then maybe me. Well, these are anonymous, so I don't know. No offense to your English, by the way. Fuck your confession. Okay, fuck your confession then. One time I got lost in the middle of the night. I had to go to the bathroom really bad, but I couldn't see where I was going and I got kinda lost. I couldn't hold it in anymore, so I ended up taking a crap on the floor. The next morning, my dad saw it and assumed it was the dog, so he yelled at him and said that he was going to take him for a walk. I never told my dad that it was actually me who did that, and I never saw my dog again. How do you get lost in your house? Hello? But if you were older than like 5 or 6, then maybe you got bigger issues than not seeing the dog again. Once I told my friend that his girlfriend cheated on him, which never happened. And the next time I saw him, he said they were broken up. I saw his girlfriend later that day and she had a few bruises and a black eye. He said that she just fell down the stairs because she was upset that he wouldn't believe her, but I think he might have gotten a little heated. Yeah, that's maybe not good. I'm just gonna go ahead and stand out on a limb there. I don't think that's very good. I opened this up and the first thing I see is the word Goon Lord. I was such a Goon Lord that I did a goth JOI. I don't know what that means, which told you to constantly say, okay, all right, I am not reading that out loud. I guess if that's what you're into, you do you. If that's not what you're into and you were just like so depraved that you resorted to that, then I would maybe consider like easing off the whole pornography thing, especially if you're referring to yourself as a goon lord, dude. Oh my god. I stole my dad's child support check for my mom, around $1,000 I think, and bought myself a Lego Star Wars AT-AT walker. My mom got angry at my dad since she thinks he didn't send the check in the mail. I don't know how they haven't noticed that the check was cash, but it's only a matter of time before they find out it was cash, or find my Lego Star Wars set hidden in the attic. When they find out, I'm going to get manhandled. Well, my friend, it seems you have put yourself into a little bit of an avoidable situation. I mean, on the off chance that they never find out, then you might be fine. But 1,000 is kind of crazy. One of my favorite bands is Radiohead. I was challenged to go a month without listening or seeing anything about them. The first week was bad, but the other weeks were easy. I started talking to more women and gaining more self-confidence. I'm going to start listening to them again next month, but I'm worried my self-improvement will be gone and become a woman repellent again. Am I cooked? Yes, you're cooked. Radiohead fans do not end up with women. That's just how that goes. My advice, end up with a man or die alone. I got with my girlfriend with a minion pickup line. Honestly, that's pretty valid. During one of the first actual conversations I had with my girlfriend, I almost accidentally gaslit her into thinking that the random chimp event was real. It definitely is, by the way. You should be prepared for that. I remember every single compliment I have ever received from a woman, which isn't a lot, but I can still recall every single one, and I like to think back on those moments because it makes me happy. Am I cooked? I'm just gonna say it right now, you're probably not alone in that. As a dude, I know that dudes don't get a whole lot of compliments. I know I can recall compliments that I've gotten from 10 years ago, bruh. And I'm sure if you were to ask any other dude, then same thing. So no, you might not be cooked yet, though I would maybe seek actually getting with a woman just in case. Well, that is all of them for now. So yeah, those were 55 deranged ass confessions from my Discord server. If you are interested in partaking in one of our community events the next time it happens, then make sure to join the Discord server in the link in the description below. Otherwise, make sure to like or subscribe and hell, comment if you enjoy the video. I don't know why YouTube likes it when people comment, but yeah. Anyways, thank you very much for watching and have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.